A very good morning, traders. This is your host Nilotpal from your beloved Vidya Akshaya, and today we are going to discuss that how our markets can perform in the next week, what kind of moves can we get on intraday, and what are our insights globally and also the Indian factors, how our stocks can perform. We'll discuss first of all Nifty, Bank Nifty, MidCap Nifty, and FINNIFTY. We'll also discuss some stocks which we can trade on intraday wise and positional wise, but first of all, we'll go and have a look at the global outlook, how our global factors are looking. So for that, we'll start with first the US 10-year government bond yields. Now, what does this US 10-year bond yields tell us? These bond yields clearly tell us that how the money from the bond markets will flow and come into the stock markets when the bond markets are falling. So let's see what kind of pattern we see here. First of all, if we look at a 1 day time frame, then we can see a very good in head and shoulders pattern forming in the bond yields, which will activate below this level. This level is somewhere around, okay, so this level could be somewhere around below 4.27. So below 4.27, if we close with the daily candle, then we can see another major fall in the US 10-year bond yields, which can easily give us targets of at least 11 to 12% on the lower side, but it'll come very slowly because the bond markets have fallen pretty aggressively from the top, and now the markets will rest for a while before flowing. So all in all, we know that the global factors from the bond markets are positive for the stock markets. Bond markets are falling, which is positive for the global stock markets. Now if we go to check the dollar index, so the dollar index is also falling, which is also a good sign. This is also a good sign for all the Indian markets. Not it's not, it has not stopped the fall. The fall will stop somewhere around this level, which is around 103. So until 103, we can see another small fall of somewhere around, say, 0.8% or 1%. After that, we can expect a small bounce back, which will not completely recover the trend, but it will go in a range bound phase. Now, just to check on the oil market, we'll check the crude oil price. Now the crude oil has fallen pretty badly from the top, but now yesterday's candle is very strong. Yesterday we saw almost 4% rise in crude oil, almost 4.7%. So how will this affect our markets? This will simply mean a small minor gap down, minor to mid gap down in all the stocks which are based on oil, which are based on crude oil. Let's say Reliance Industries, ONGC, or we can also say Asian Paints, all the paint stocks. So the paint stocks might see a small minor gap down on Monday, which can be recovered only if crude oil does not cross this level 76.787 on Monday. If this level crosses, then we'll see a small bounce back from crude oil, but the main support level, the main resistance level above which crude oil will bounce very strongly, that is around 78.62, but that level is a bit far away now. So for now, crude oil is in downtrend, which is again positive for the markets. Our markets are slightly positive to sideways. So our fundamentals are not that strong that will completely show a bull run all by ourselves now. So let's go to the Indian markets now. For the Indian markets, we'll start with Bank Nifty on a 1 day time frame. Let's see what kind of chart formation do we have. In Bank Nifty, there was a very important trend line which is forming from somewhere around this level. As you can see that once the market faced resistance at around this level, then somewhere around this level, then we also faced some resistance around this level, and at this level market could not take support from this trend line. And it broke down very aggressively after a gap down, but again we faced resistance two to three more times here. So this the importance of this trend line is clearly indicated by the market. Now the only concerning factor is that we have fallen below this trend line after yesterday's gap down. So is this thing very concerning? Yes, but it is so concerning that we'll simply start selling? No. See, the markets were rising due to global factors. This is what happens when someone pushes you when you don't want to move. Our Indian stocks wanted to move with their own fundamentals, but they were pushed out by all the global factors from at around 31st October to somewhere around, let's say, 6 November. We opened gap up, gap up, gap up, and we gave absolutely no trade. This was a complete seller's market, but we were going up. Okay, this is what happens when you push someone when they don't want to go. So the markets will show a bit of retracement because it has moved a lot. It, like, if you go to calculate how much we have moved from gap up, then we'll say that almost 5% move was sponsored by just the global indices, just the global factors. So now our market needs to rest. Our market needs a bit of retracement. Now for Bank Nifty, the daily candle is really, really bad. But does that mean we'll simply sell now? No, because we have very important support levels here where Bank Nifty consolidated for a while. This supports levels were around, let's say this, somewhere around 43,514 to 43,500 range. So 43,514 to 43,500 is your very, very strong supports on the downside. Below 43,515 we can easily see fall. We can easily see fall until 43,415, 100 points fall, and below 43,415 we can see a good fall until, let's say, 43 to 280 or 290, somewhere around 43,300. So this is our levels on the downside. Now if we go to check on the intraday time frame, intraday wise, so our targets on the downside are 43,414 and 43,285. Below 43,285 we can expect a bounce back from this zone, because this zone acted as a very, very strong support for almost three times here. This is the second time, and that's the third time. So this zone can act as a very strong support zone, but if this zone breaks, then we can see a very big fall which can easily give us targets of 43,000. Now this, if we see a bounce back from this zone, then this zone will, then we'll see a very strong breakout of this trend line once again, and this will be a very good bounce back session, because then a complete price action formation will complete, that market goes up, takes retracement, and then goes up again. So see, market was going up from the last 3 to 4 days, and now we can expect a bounce back from this zone. So in that case the price action will be complete and you'll get much better moves. On the upside, these levels can act as a very strong resistance level for you now, and this levels, it's better that if we break these levels via a gap up, because if we go to cross these levels flat, then we'll see a major rejection from these levels, and these levels are somewhere around 43,975 to 44,060. These are your two very strong levels. These levels will cater from somewhere around 43,970. If we want to be very exact about these levels, then these levels will be 43,950 to 44,060. This 110 point zone will act as a very strong resistance zone. So this is your range for Monday. So on the lower side, we currently have very big supports, and on the higher side we have very big resistances. So you can expect the markets to be range bound within this zone for at least 2 to 3 days. If we open flat, we are not breaking the supports very easily now, and we are also not breaking the resistance very easily. You want the markets to rest, and it's better if the markets rest, because you'll get a better move after that. Now let's talk about Nifty. Nifty on the other hand is not as weak as Bank Nifty. It is pretty strong, and it is almost near its very strong level above which we can see a big bullish move. This level is somewhere around 19,850 to 19,880. This is your zone, 19,850 to 19,880. Above this zone, we are strong positionally. We can see a 500 to 600 point move in Nifty very easily without any doubt. Okay, no more talks in Nifty. Nifty is strong, but markets can be a range bound because we formed a very volatile candle on 16 November. So our support will be somewhere around 19630 and our resistance will be 19850 to 880. Between this zone, we can see a lot of volatile moves. So you can expect the markets to remain range bound for a while, and there is no interesting different pattern formation except for this channel. So Nifty 50 has been following this channel. We have kind of formed a flag and pull pattern also. So this pattern will activate when we sustain above 50% of this channel. So let's see above which level this pattern will activate. This pattern will activate somewhere around this level, zero point 0.5, zero point 0.6 level, that is 19771. So above 19771, we can see a good activation of this flag and pole pattern, which can give us targets of at least 19,880. And then if we break out this level, then we'll take bigger targets, will not take small targets above 19,880. But uh, chances are high of a retracement from here. So if you are a scalper, then do take puts on a hammer candle just like this one. We got this candle on Nifty expiry, so you can also take puts if you get candles like this again near this resistance level. If you get hammer candles like this on the lower side, 19630 is the support level. Below 19630, we'll simply take the day lows as our supports and next targets, which are somewhere around 19580, 19445, and then 19500, 9 or 19500. It's not that easy to fall below 19500 now, but still if we fall, then you can expect a quick bounce back because Nifty, the fundamentals of Nifty are not that weak now. Now if we talk about mid cap Nifty has been stretched a lot, but it has not been stretched well enough that this move will finish just now. See, but there's a very concerning pattern on the top of mid cap Nifty. This pattern is a shooting star pattern. This is a weak shooting star pattern because this pattern has been formed when small buyers exited, not the big buyers. So, but it is still a bit of negativity. So you can go for a selling trade immediately, and I mean it immediately when we sustain below 9425 on Monday in mid cap Nifty. On expiry on Monday, you can expect a very good selling move if we sustain below 9425, and this will be your mid cap Nifty hero zero selling move. If we sustain below 9425, then your immediate targets are very low, which is somewhere around 9340. You'll get a very good hero zero move. On the upside, if we go to look at mid cap Nifty, then on the upside we have this important trend line coming, and this will be your resistance trend line for the mid cap Nifty hero zero move on the call side. So on the call side, if we sustain above this level 9470 on the call side, if we will go on calls if we sustain above 9470 as hero zero move in mid cap Nifty, and we'll go on put side if we go below 9425 as our hero zero move. These are the only two moves, and one of these two moves is gonna make you a lot of money. Now let's go and watch FINNIFTY. FINNIFTY is again very volatile as compared to all the other indexes, and now we don't have that much important levels. First strength of first small strength will come when midcap Nifty when FINNIFTY sustains above 19,665, and big bullishness will come only and only if mid-cap Nifty sustains above 19,980. Above that, we can do a bit of time pass. But currently, mid-cap Nifty is range bound. Why do we say it's range bound? Because we have this important resistance zone on the higher side, which is 19,615 to 19,665 on the higher side. 19,615 to 19,665 is your very important resistance level on the higher side, and on the lower side your important support zone is this one, which is around 19,425. Within this zone we can see very range bound momentum, we can see very volatile and range bound momentum from FinNifty. So try to ignore FinNifty on Monday. because if we stay range bound on Monday, then we can see a very good move on Tuesday. But again, here we see a flag and pull pattern from FINNIFTY. If activated on Monday, then we'll definitely trade on this. This is your one very good move which you should not leave. So when will this pattern activate? This pattern will activate when we sustain above this level, which is somewhere around 19,590. For safety, catch to 19,560, 19,600. But honestly, I will trade midcap fin nifty only and only when we sustain above 19,665, because then we'll cross all the hurdles. So a risky call can be taken when we break out this channel high, and a safe call can only be taken when we break out 19,665. Now let's see what scenario do we have on the put side. On the put side, we'll simply go on puts below 19,425, where we'll get big targets on the low side. We'll not take small targets below 19,425. We can easily go till 19,300 and 250 levels. Now let's talk about some of our parent stocks, which are HDFC Bank and Reliance Industries. HDFC Bank, the fundamentals of HDFC are strong, but the market conditions are not letting it move up so easily. So we'll take one big level above which HDFC Bank can be strong, because HDFC Bank is giving us a lot of pain when we are entering in trades. Uh, we are seeing a sudden rise, and after a sudden rise, we are seeing a sudden selling in HDFC Bank. Something is definitely wrong. I won't say nothing is wrong. So just to ignore any and every kind of risk of a sudden selling, will enter in positional calls only above 1525, and below that, on an intraday basis, HDFC Bank formed a very good flag and pole pattern. So we can enter in a very small trade on Monday. If we open flat, then this is your very important flag and pole pattern, and it's better to enter in this pattern above yesterday's high, which is somewhere around 15,700 1507.5. So 1507.5 is our very important resistance level. Above this pattern we'll enter for flag and pole activation pattern, where our targets will be at least the length of the pole, which is somewhere around 45 points. So above 1507, we'll enter in call immediately, and our first targets will be somewhere around, sorry, the length of the pole is almost around 15 points. So above 1507, we'll enter for targets, for very easy targets of somewhere around 1520 to 1520. And we can also show a reversal once we hit 1525. So do not expect the markets to hit 1525 so easily. We'll enter in calls only until 1525. Now let's talk about Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries is again not that weak as compared to HDFC Bank. Reliance Industries is strong now, like Nifty, but we also formed a shooting star candle pattern. So we'll simply take one good trade, which is we'll go for a selling move below 2352 in Reliance Industries, which will give us easy targets of 2340, and from 2340 we can see a small bounce back. And on the upside, if we go that, sir, which levels, above which levels can we go in calls position in Reliance Industries, then that level now will be somewhat around 2382, 2383. So 2383 is a very big resistance level. Above this level, you can go for positional calls in Reliance Industries, which will give you targets of 20, 24, 20, 2430, and above that we can easily hit targets of 2470. So let's watch Reliance Industries on the 15-minute time frame. In the 15-minute time frame, we have kind of formed a double topish and M pattern. See, this pattern is very clearly visible here. So if you want to play this pattern, then do not expect a very big selling. Simply enter in puts when we sustain below 2352. Below 2352, let's have a more safer level, which is somewhere around 2350. Yeah, 2350 is a much better level than 2352. So below 2350, we'll enter in puts where our first target will be somewhere around this 2334. Below 2334 we are taking a little bit big targets of around 2318, and these are the trades you can, these are the targets you can go for Reliance Industries. On the higher side, you know the targets. So that's our analysis for today. We are going to share positional trades and also intraday trades for a lot of other stocks, which are Adani Ports, Davis Left, Dr. Reddy, Tata Motors, and Aarti Industries. Also Hindustan Unilever in our premium, in our free group, and also in our premium group. So do join our free group with the link in description, and let's have a good week starting from Monday.